Everyone. So I'm in Palos Verdes Estates again. I was working on the railing and the steps a couple weeks ago. I'm out in the front yard doing just some little decorative wood design. They did have it over here, but it was so rotting out from all of the rain and the sprinklers hitting it. So I took it out and I replaced it with this 3/4 inch bender board, which I use almost on all my landscape jobs. This side over here, they want it just for looks. And I'm basically going to go just to the rock right here. The depth of the trench is going to be 7 inches filled with cement. You don't necessarily, if you're not going to use cement, I would recommend putting it in deeper. And it's not going to be used as a retaining wall, just more for looks. So if I was going to use it as a retaining wall, I definitely would go deeper than 7 inches. But again, like I said, it's just for looks. So keep in mind, the highest level that she wanted was 2 feet high. The lowest that she wanted was 1 foot. So between that, she wanted it staggered and very random, which makes it easier to build. So I will be leveling it out. Right now I'm just putting them in place so I know how many pieces of wood I'm going to need, and then I'm going to be restaining them because the stain that's on this wood is not very thick, and I want to make sure that the tops are the same color, the bottom and all the sides are all protected more evenly. So she's going to pick up a semi-transparent stain right now in that same color, which kind of matches the trim on her house. So keep in mind when you do this, you want to make sure if you're going to go 2 feet or 1 feet, whatever the length that you want, the height that you want at the end, make sure that you add the 7 inches or the depth of the hole. So this is actually 2 feet. The biggest one is actually 2 feet plus the 7 inches that I had to add for the hole. And then, of course, this was a decision that was made yesterday, so I was not able to have my table saw with me, so I have to cut each one with my skill saw, which is a great saw, by the way. I have the rigid. I've been using that for a couple years, but I just have to cut this side and then I have to flip it over and then cut this side, so it does take a little bit longer, but it does the job. So, and here's the final product. I really like it. It really brings out, it's got a nice cherry wood color. Really comes out when you have the green behind it. Some black mulch will also look really nice. And then I poured the cement a little bit lower than the grass level, that way you can put soil on top of the cement, and then you can go ahead and put some grass on top of that. Now if you want to turn this into a retaining wall, you can. What I would recommend is I would put a brace or a bracket that will go all the way along the back side of it, as high as you can, so that it's all one wall on the top. It'll make it a little bit stronger in the back. But I like how it's very uneven. It looks really nice. And then I'll show you, this is good for adding, if you're going to be adding seeds or sod on top of the soil. I use that all the time for my landscape projects. And then this is the wood, the stain. It's a transparent stain, and make sure you get red wood. It will be different depending on where you go. This is a transparent stain with redwood color. Some of them will end up being a semi-transparent stain, which is pretty much the same thing. You just want to make sure you get the color that you want. Usually they'll have a packet, and you can look through the packet and see what color you like.